Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, all of the channel donations through PayPal, and also the Patreon family. We working. Now, I was waiting for this moment. I knew exactly what was going to happen because some people can't eat crow and they don't show good sportsmanship. That person in this example would be Skip Bayless. So I watched Fox Undisputed today. Obviously, the big talk of the weekend, all the memes are about Conor McGregor, Mayweather, and Mayweather-McGregor, the fight. Skip Bayless they had a special guest with Shannon Sharpe and Skip, and that was Michael Rappaport, actor. He has a popular podcast, and he probably does other stuff. I did a video yesterday about Snoop Dogg and Michael Rappaport, their post-fight reactions to Mayweather-McGregor, and they were both going in, like, celebrating Mayweather's win and saying, basically, I told you. And you guys got to watch it, man. If you could find it somewhere on the internet, the Fox Undisputed. This dude, Skip Bayless, I need to know this. I'm being 100% like real and transparent with you guys. Do y'all get tired of being wrong? Like, and I'm talking about the usual suspects. I'm talking about the people like Skip Bayless. You have Mark Wahlberg, who keeps betting P. Diddy on Mayweather versus Pacquiao, Mayweather versus McGregor. I understand. Okay, Mark Wahlberg. I like Mark Wahlberg as an actor and stuff. He's from Boston. There's a high Irish population. Maybe he's part Irish, I don't know, but I know Boston, they have a lot of Irish, you know what I mean, like Mickey Ward and stuff in that area. So betting with their hearts, just like I told you in that live stream. Remember when I was in Vegas for Fight Week, and I'm telling you, and the guy knocked on my door. You guys will know, if you watch the channel, know what I'm talking about. The room service or whatever knocked on the door, and I said, hey, Mayweather McGregor, who you picking? And he was like, my head's saying Floyd, but my heart is with Conor. Like, anytime somebody says that type of disclaimer, one, they usually don't know shit about boxing, and two, they already let you know they're emotional. Because if you ask someone a simple question, then just give the answer. Like I said, I used the example on that live stream. If the math teacher says, Ego, what's 2 plus 2? I'm not going to say, oh, my heart's with 5, but I think the answer is 4. You would just say 4. That's the answer, teach. What's 3 times 2? I'm not going to be like, my heart's with 10. I just like the number 10. But I think the answer is 6. You wouldn't do that. You would just simply answer. So, I mean, it is what it is. People are passionate. But I want to know that for real. Do you guys get tired of being wrong? All these people, and I told y'all in January this wasn't going to be a good year. And halfway through the year, I feel like it's going better than I thought. Ward, Kovalev, 2. You know what I mean? And I'm just talking merely about the people who say the craziest of things. If you pick Kovalev to beat Ward, I don't have a problem with that. But when you're talking crazy and Ward was scared at the weigh-in and the face-off and he's getting knocked the fuck out in the first round, and that's what I'm talking about. Because you notice all this extremist, these radical views. Conor, oh, Floyd's head is too small. And now look at you. Conor, and I don't know if you guys seen it, but I seen a picture of Conor the same night, and Conor had a black eye and shit. You know what I'm saying? So pillow-fisted, brittle, with all that stuff y'all be saying, left Conor with the black eye. And you know what I mean? If you know anything about bruising, usually gets worse. Just like if you ever have leg day at the gym. You know, you might be a little bit sore the day of when you leave the gym, but the next couple of days, that's where it gets worse, because that's where the process begins. You know what I mean? With bruising and the muscle tightening and stuff like that. And Conor had a black eye. A lot of people that Floyd fought recently, their face was fairly clear. You know what I mean? Because they had actual boxing skill. You know what I mean? Conor was straight. But back to this Undisputed. It's just, I want to know if you guys get tired of being wrong, like, all the time. And it's not a little wrong. Like me, I was wrong with Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. I picked Danny Garcia to win a unanimous decision, or I said some type of decision. I said I don't see the knockout. And Keith Thurman won by majority decision or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wrong, but it's not like I didn't say, oh, Danny Garcia's going to knock him out in the first round and then it went the distance. Some of y'all are just way off. Now, Michael Rappaport and Skip, they were going at it. It's good for ratings. And a lot of people I don't know what it is, but if you look a certain way, maybe have a certain complexion, a certain eye color, look, whatever it is, it seems like you could say whatever and there's no recourse. We're getting back to the good old-fashioned boxing. When you talk boxing, you got to make some sense. You know what I'm saying? Because Skip Bayless just says a lot of stuff and he's like always wrong. It's like, how can I get one prediction wrong out of 7 and people are like, yeah, haha, Keith Thurman won, you suck, close your channel. You know what I'm saying? But Skip Bayless is like 0-7. So it's like, how does this work? You know what I'm saying? How is Skip Bayless is consistently wrong, and then when he is wrong, he makes a ton of excuses. We got to get beyond that type of stuff. It's like, how are these guys getting? I don't hate on nobody's money, but it's crazy that you could have a syndicated show and get probably nice, handsome checks, and you don't know shit. And then some people even make excuses. Oh, he's just saying that for ratings. There is an interview with Skip Bayless, and he says in his journalistic career in 20 years or whatever he's been covering sports, he said he has never said something he doesn't mean for ratings. He literally said that. You guys could research and Google it, fact check. I'm not here to, I don't have to put it all together nicely for you. So as long as Skip Bayless has a job and he's talking about boxing, I don't ever want to hear nobody in the comment section talking about, Ego, you don't know shit about boxing. Because Skip Bayless, this motherfucker didn't even know what a pull counter was. He admitted that on national TV with Floyd Sr. And then he tried to attribute it to, oh, that's a Grand Rapids thing. It's maybe something you use in your gym. No, dummy. A pull counter is a very standard boxing term. You know what I mean? Boxing students who just picked it up for 6-8 months probably know what a pull counter is because they probably went over it in their trainings. You know what I mean? It's a very basic term. So it's crazy how people like Skip Bayless can allegedly be authorities on boxing and they don't know what they're talking about. You don't know what a pull counter is. You know what I mean? It's like not knowing what a speed bag is. It just, to me, that doesn't make sense. And this is who you guys are appointing to bring your side to light. You guys just keep striking out. He's always wrong. He said Conor, Floyd had never dealt with anyone with his power. Then on Undisputed, he's going in with Michael Rappaport saying that basically Conor was robbed of an opportunity to stop Floyd. He was like, get him, because there was a low blow / body shot that landed in the beginning of round 9, and it looked like Floyd was hurt. I'm telling you guys got to know something about boxing. If it's a legit body shot, first of all, real shit, from watching the sport, I don't remember Floyd being hurt to the body much. I can't think, like off the top of my head, maybe you guys in the comment section can, but I don't remember Floyd. I know he trains like an animal. He's a gym rat. I don't remember, like the ones that are standing out, like the people that hurt Floyd to me, it was up top. And he has a good chin, but it was like Zab Judah, obviously Shane Mosley in that second round, Maidana with the headshot, DeMarcus Corley. I don't remember a person, like out of all the distinct points where I can feel like, okay, Floyd had to bite down for that. I think Ricky hadn't even hurt Floyd. I don't think any of those were body shots that I can think of, that I remember, right? And that's one thing. Conor, I don't know if he hurt him to the body, and Floyd's constantly fought bigger people than himself. So to me, I really think, I have to see it again, like different angle or something, but I think it hit him in a weird spot. I don't think it was a flush, perfect body shot that hurt Floyd. Again, if you guys could think of a major example where Floyd was badly hurt or like wobbled or rocked from a body shot or whatever, you know what I mean, like Kovalev, Ward, something like that, then let me know. But the other thing about that, if you just know boxing, is body shots are very hard to recover from. In fact, it like almost shuts you down, like, you know what I mean, numbs you and like paralyzes you to a bit. Like you look at Oscar De La Hoya versus Bernard Hopkins, he's rolling around riddled in pain, you know what I mean, just rolling around. Matthew Macklin versus Triple G, you know what I mean, Julius Ndongo. Do you think Julius Ndongo was listening to the ref count? He was just worried about how much pain he was in. I seen an interview with Julius Ndongo after he fought Terrence Crawford. He said when he hit me with that body shot, it hurt so bad. Those were his words. It hurt so bad. You know what I mean? So if you get stuck to the body, good. Maidana versus Amir Khan. See, if you know boxing, you'll remember these fights, and it's very easy for me to, off the top, this is a freestyle. This is not a teleprompted video. I'm thinking of all these fights with people who got hit with vicious body shots and they could not recover. So the fact that Floyd, he was like kind of complaining to the ref about it, and then Conor tried to jump on him. I think he had his back turned or something, and was, you know what I mean, he's used to that UFC stuff. He tried to take his back and swarm him, and then the ref broke it up, and then Floyd looked normal after that. So to me, I really think it was probably, it hit him on the hip or something weird, or low. It was grazing, and as a result, that's why he reacted like that, and also that's why he recovered, because, you know what I mean, if you get hit like right on the cup, then it's going to take you a little bit longer to recover. But if it's just like a grazing shot and you weren't expecting, like, and then he got right back to it. But if it's a real body shot, those are like paralyzing to you. So Skip Bayless just sounds stupid on Fox, talking about, oh, he was about to finish him. I didn't once in there, other than the 9th round, if anything, I didn't ever see Conor bother Floyd with punches. That uppercut was perfect. And, you know what I mean, it maybe warranted some respect, or maybe Mayweather was shocked or surprised, like, oh, I didn't think he would be able to slip that in. Okay, touche. But I never seen him look like he was in bad shape. So Skip Bayless just sounds crazy. He's constantly wrong. Michael Rappaport was drilling him. And this is another thing where I want to talk to the real boxing fans, not the radical fans. And I told you, Conor let me take a sip of his whiskey. I like Conor. I think he can go back to UFC and make noise again. And I fuck with Conor. I think he got swag. I think he's, you know what I mean, a cool dude. He's doing a lot for Ireland. You know what I mean? I like his fight game in the UFC. He showed some skills for being a pro debut in boxing. He has the trash talking, but I'm also very transparent, very honest. And a lot of people keep bringing up this CompuBox and these stats. Conor landed 111 on Floyd. Now, I'm not going to take away credit totally, because I think based on Floyd being 40, based on Conor McGregor being a fighter and being awkward for the first couple of rounds, I think, and bigger than Floyd with a longer reach, and way bigger than Floyd looking. He looked way bigger, way bigger. You know what I mean? Look at when they're doing the reference structure, he looked way bigger to me, right? I think that coupled with some other things led to that CompuBox. So I think, like, if this was a pie graph, I would say Conor's size, youth, awkwardness, reach advantage, and Floyd being 40, let's say 15 to 25% of it was that. But the reason he landed so much on Floyd, I really believe, is Floyd carried him. And I'm going to keep explaining, and I'm going to keep telling you why. Why I think Floyd carried him is because Floyd has been in there with notable champions, notable names, notable punchers who have boxed their whole life. And as a result, he's not going to sell them short, right? And he was still, within the first 3 rounds, he was still landing counter. And there's been people who are fast. There have been people who are southpaw. There have been people who are taller. There have been people who were probably had a longer reach somewhere. I mean, maybe not most of his recent opponents, but I'm sure if I look at his resume, there is somebody like the dude with the twist, the dark-skinned dude that he fought. I forgot his name off the top of my head, but I'm sure there was somebody with a longer reach. And Floyd didn't really throw, he never threw that minimal amount of punches. So I think that was him kind of selling it. Before, in the build-up, he was saying all this, I'm old now and stuff. So he kind of stayed out of trouble, stayed economical, let the youth, I think it was a strategy, to be honest. He let the youthful guy get that out of his system and get the nerves out, and try to do what he could do, get some false confidence in there. And then he started to, and not only that, it's still a danger when you got a guy coming from another sport, because that's why people watch this, because people say it was a circus and this and that. You don't know what a guy's gonna do that's a fighter that has size and reach advantage and maybe has some power, things like that, and he's coming over to boxing. You don't know. He might do some capoeira and then like drop to the ground and then get up, and you don't know. So I think Floyd wanted to play it safe based on that and let the guy burn some energy and get that false confidence. And then he picked up rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, you know what I mean? He picked up the pace. Versus when he's knowingly going in there with actual boxers, you know what I mean? Who's gonna really expect Canelo to turn southpaw? and then turn back to righty and do this crazy footwork. Canelo has slow feet. So, you know what I mean? Mayweather he knew he was just boxing them all the way through in and throughout, if that makes any sense to you. So there was no reason to play the observer as much without punching like he did versus Conor. But Conor, you know what I mean, you don't know what he can bring because no one seen him box. You know what I mean? They gave some snippets of the Paulie sessions, the Malignaggi sessions, but that's not enough to know. I'm sure Mayweather maybe talked to Paulie, but hearing somebody else who's not you, their account of what happened, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, I know some dudes that hoop and they're really good. So like, let's say one of them was playing basketball with LeBron. Based on how well they did against LeBron, that don't have nothing to do with me because I can't shoot like them. I'm not them. You know what I mean? What if I don't have the same ball handling skills? Pause. You know what I mean? Things like that. So ultimately, I think it was just more or less a strategy. Floyd didn't know what he was up against in them early rounds. He knew Conor McGregor was confident and saying all this, oh, I'm gonna kill him and his head's too small, bounce heads off canvas. So he was just more or less the observer, which is very smart. I do that when I actually worked regular jobs. For the first, I don't just, my personality, people will probably think I'm quiet because I just play the observer. When I first started a job, I don't know you. I don't know these coworkers. You know what I mean? But as you start working there and you get some tenure and some seniority and you start getting to meet people and seeing what they're about, working with them day in and day out, then you loosen up and you start joking with them. You exchange numbers. Some of the girls, we did more than exchange numbers, if you know what I'm talking about. I ran into an old girlfriend in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what movie that's from. But that's my whole thing. So to me, I really think that's what this was about. People keep bringing, oh, he landed 111. And Michael Rappaport, I think, nailed it. He says because he felt unthreatened by Conor McGregor. Again, the early rounds, Conor probably did better than some people expected. He did what I thought he could do. You know what I mean? Using his youth, his energy. Paulie brought this up. A frenetic pace. You know what I mean? Just this pacing based on being young and an athlete and strong or whatever. You know what I mean? And Floyd just played it cool. He barely threw punches, and he doesn't. I don't think his. Honestly, man, I talked to Floyd's sparring partners. I'm not gonna say which ones or who, but I talked to his sparring partners, and they let me know some stuff, both on the record and off the record, about how the sparring was going. So it's deeper than just the fight. I know stuff like behind the scenes, and from hearing the sparring sessions of what was happening, I'm telling you, I don't think Floyd's age was just. I mean, you guys can look. I have interviews with Floyd's sparring partners, and one of the questions I made sure to ask all of them, go look on the channel. And I'm not saying these are the people that told me, right? Because I know a lot more people than people that I've just interviewed on tape. But go listen. One of the questions I made sure to ask him was, does Floyd fight like a 40-year-old? And go listen to the responses. None of them said, oh yeah, he's looking his age. They said, man, this dude fighting like he's 18 and 20 something. You know what I'm saying? So again, you guys can believe whatever you want. I really believe Floyd carried Conor. He was very economical. You know what I mean? Say kind of safe. Made it for a show. So like if he would have just went out there and he said that Floyd's very smart. And I told you there's levels to this. Floyd's almost genius level in terms of the business side of things and captivating audience and stirring people up and shit like that. And if he would have went in there, I'm telling you, people were already saying this was a circus and this was a mismatch and all this and that. So if he would have went in there and started boxing him like he's fighting Zab Judah or De La Hoya and like Robert Guerrero, you know what I mean, things like that, where he's just getting on his bicycle and jab, bow, 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 then it would have been a slower paced fight because Conor wouldn't be equipped with that. That's why he like kind of gradually opened up. And I really feel it's a strategy, but people keep bringing up this whole. I'm gonna explain this, and hopefully I don't have to keep explaining this. People confuse certain things in boxing. Oh, but Conor outlanded boxers. That's because Floyd knew he was in there with actual boxers. He knew, like Michael Rappaport is saying, he felt unthreatened. Floyd knew he was in there with people who've boxed their whole life that were definitely a threat, and they might know certain boxing sequences like, oh, you know, when he jabs, I'm gonna come over the top, or after his hook or after his jab, if he doesn't pull back, then I'm gonna shoot this upper. You know what I mean? He's gonna know those things, and that's why he didn't try certain things with them, because that would be like walking a tightrope. And I think that's why Conor outlanded previous opponents. Do you really think that Floyd, if he fought like he fought Pacquiao, it would have been, people would have said, oh, it's a boring fight, but Conor wouldn't have been able to do nothing with him, and then it would have been like, oh, another $100 million plus fight paycheck, and we felt unsatisfied. So I'm telling you, there's levels to this. At first I didn't believe it either. I didn't think like, oh, Floyd could just, Cotto made him fight flat-footed, but I just think he has the tools, and there's levels, and he kind of allowed, game plan wise, he allowed Conor to get off shots, get some confidence in there, get some competition without taking anything too major. And then he started to open up, because as soon as he started opening up, he was doing little subtle things like sneak to the body, sneak to the body. You don't think he could have got a couple more body shots in, right? He was like, another thing, basically Floyd swindled y'all. That's bottom line. He's that smart, because I noticed he wasn't even cutting off the ring. You don't think Floyd knows how to cut off the ring? Like all the doghouse sparring and unlimited round, you don't think he can cut off the ring? And he was allowing Conor to escape. And Conor doesn't know his way around the ring like Floyd knows his way around the ring, and he wasn't even cutting off the ring. So you don't think Floyd can cut off the ring? He was just coming in with straight up and down pressure, walking him down. You know what I'm saying? And Conor even said, oh, he fought like a Mexican. So I know Floyd like is more versatile than that. I really think he could have jabbed more, went to the body more, used his legs more in the early rounds, and then that alone, chasing Floyd, would have tired Conor. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you sneak a couple of shots in, because Conor, to me, doesn't seem like he was conditioned to go 36 minutes. He always fatigued. You know what I mean? But Floyd, he made it interesting, and it is what it is. But people have misconceptions in boxing. Oh yeah, it's because Conor just did so great. That's why he landed more. So you really think the guy who's coming over boxing for the first time, if Floyd allowed that, that's basically the best way to put it. Floyd allowed that. I really don't think that a guy from the UFC who has some skill, you know what I mean, he would do better than other, like if Eddie Alvarez or something fought Floyd, it would look even worse. So you know what I'm saying? So there are attributes that Conor brought to the table that made it awkward, made it somewhat of a puzzle, but I really don't think it was because Conor just came with such a great game plan that Floyd had never seen. That's why he's able to outland legends like whoever, Maidana and Canelo and all these people. I really don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. And like I said, people have a lot of misconceptions. They just look at that number like, oh, but he outlanded. Yeah, but Floyd also threw 0 punches, basically. You know what I'm saying? He threw like 10 punches in the first 2 rounds. So yeah, of course you're going to land more. And I think that was, again, part of the game plan. Make it somewhat exciting, then open up, get a feel, get a look at what he's doing, get a feel for his power. Okay, now we turn it up, doghouse style, and then he started walking him down, and the rest was history. I really don't think that this... I think Floyd could have fought a completely different fight if he wanted, where he just used legs, jab, and then shot to the body and get in and get out, and just made that, it would have made the fight more lackluster, as some people say, and that would have been that. But like Michael Rappaport saying on Fox Undisputed, is he didn't feel threatened. He didn't feel threatened. I mean, Floyd is telling you after the fight. I was there. I was at the press conference. He's telling you after the fight, basically, everything I'm saying. He's like, his power is solid. I mean, nothing I ain't felt before. His power was solid. He said, but obviously it wasn't, you know what I mean, oh my gosh power, because I wouldn't have been walking him down, which is true. If you, like, try walking Errol Spence down. You're trying to walk him down and he's just bop, and he's mopping you and hitting you, tagging you with hard-ass shots in his prime. You're not going to probably keep walking him down. You're like, okay, I can't just come in the front door like that. Floyd was literally walking down the bigger man and it was working. And Conor didn't know what to do with that. And I think he knew that would break him. But you guys can believe whatever you want. You can believe that, like versus Canelo. Floyd, see, I could go all day about this, man. Floyd, watch the Canelo fight. The first couple of rounds, Floyd came out mad aggressive. And Canelo, he felt Canelo's punches. Canelo turns his punches. Canelo's bigger than him. Canelo's a good counter puncher and a good boxer puncher. So even at the catch weight, I think he felt that. And if you notice, Floyd stop being so aggressive. He got caught with a couple things maybe, and he probably felt that. Or even punches that are whizzing by you, you feel the wind and the impact that, damn, if that would have landed, who knows, that might not have been good. So Floyd decided to chill a little bit, go back to boxing, and then he opened Canelo up towards the end of the fight, or, you know what I mean, second half of the fight, where he started to like really dog and embarrass Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Round 11 and stuff like that. He really started showing out and embarrassing, because he knew it was too late at that point. He seen what Canelo could do at age 23, and it was a wrap. So that's why but he didn't do that with Conor. He let Conor blow his wad and get shots out, and then he just started walking him down like nothing. He wouldn't have done that. I guarantee you Floyd wouldn't have tried to do that with Canelo. Like, just straight up walk him down the whole time. You know what I mean? For consecutive rounds, and even he was eating some shots on the way in. He wouldn't have done that. But again, like Michael Rappaport saying, he felt unthreatened by Conor. You know what I mean? Oh, this guy's turning punches. He has to hammer fist me. And then midway through, like beyond round 3, I didn't really see much of what Conor was doing. I think he had maybe round 8 was solid. I don't know if you would have gave it to him. He had the low blow / body shot, whatever, in round 9. But totality of rounds, he didn't really do much beyond round 3. You know what I'm saying? And you could see the fight getting away. Frustration sets in. I seen a little bit of Victor Ortiz in Conor McGregor, and that's that frustration when he's like walking you down. The other thing is, UFC fighters, they don't do the same things typically. Conor doesn't really know how to accurately clinch. You know what I mean? He kept, and certain things are instinctual. You sometimes you don't realize how instinctual things are. Like, let's say your routine is you commute to work and you drive home and you take a particular exit to get off, and you've been doing it for 15 years, same job, and that's the route you go. Now, let's say they're doing some new road construction on that exit. You know what I mean? Instinctually, you might think before you get there to like, okay, I want to get off at this exit. And then you see, oh, I forgot. They're doing the construction. I can't go that way. I can't get off at this exit. Now I got to turn around and detour. You know what I'm saying? And Conor was instinctually doing UFC stuff. Like, he was trying to take Floyd's back, hammer fisting, stuff like that. Frustration shit. You know what I mean? He was getting tired, and you start seeing him do that. Like, he's trying to clinch. And there were some times. Oh man, I could do this all day. I love my job. But there were some times, and you guys rewatch the fight so you know what I'm talking about. There's times where Conor started fatiguing, and to prove my point that he doesn't know about clinching, he literally ran up to Floyd and scooped him up in a hugging fashion. Like, you know, let's say you have a daughter and you went away for the military, and then you come back, you see her, and then you would get low, and then you would pick her up, like hug her, like, oh hey baby, you know what I mean, things like that. He two-handed hugged Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You watch Klitschko clinch people, and then it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like Klitschko's about to bear hug them like that. You know what I mean? Like, get low, and there was points in the fight where Conor was doing that. So to me, I agree with Michael Rappaport. I think there was clearly a skill set difference. This was the fight we real boxing fans knew was going to happen. Brendan Schaub and Joe Rogan, I don't know what they were talking about, and all these people, 49-1, but we still watched it. Conor's an entertainer, very interesting, and he makes you want to believe what he's saying. Truthfully, it makes you believe it. So you're like, oh damn, he really means this shit. He's bigger than Floyd. He's muscular. He's talking a good hype. You know what I mean? So you're gonna watch it, and that's what happened. But there's clearly a skill set differential, and you guys, like I said, you could believe whatever you want. Believe that Conor was just in there with TBE. Like I said, I'm not trying to strip away all of his dignity and stuff like that, because I think he was doing some things that maybe caught Floyd, like the sneaky uppercut. That was a good punch. You're thinking, oh, it's a UFC fighter. The average UFC fighter wouldn't have landed that on Floyd. You know what I'm saying? But Conor was swift enough to get that off. Him being bigger with the reach, so he was doing some things in there. He was working. He was trying, but I think ultimately there's a lot of misconceptions. Oh, but he outlanded Pacquiao. Yeah, because Floyd knew he couldn't fuck around with Pacquiao. This is what Pacquiao does. That straight left. I've interviewed Pacquiao sparring partners in the past. They said he comes out of nowhere and it's just like super awkward. So you really think that Floyd, you think Conor was way more awkward than Pacquiao? And to be, Pacquiao maybe even hits harder, because we seen Floyd hurt by a headshot with Pacquiao. Straight left, bow. Just the way the punches are coming. You know what I mean? Conor's 10 times bigger than Pacquiao, because he's bigger than Floyd, so he's 10 times bigger than Pacquiao. Yet I never seen Conor hurt Floyd with the headshot, and he landed a beautiful uppercut. Yet Pacquiao, with a single shot, hurt Floyd in the 4th round. So you guys tell me what it is. It just, what you guys are saying doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not trying to discredit Conor. I like Conor. He was energetic, youthful. He tried to make good with this. He just came up short. But I'm just telling you what I see. And to me, I think it was like Floyd, he kind of egged him on, if you will. He carried him, stuff like that. People have these misconceptions like Gennady Golovkin. You look at Gennady Golovkin's plus minus, and they did a thing on HBO, and Floyd was like at the top, Rigondeaux, guys like that, who are like complete fighters, are at the top, and then they had Golovkin, meaning he throws a certain amount of punches and he doesn't get hit with a certain amount of punches. But the reason Rigondeaux and Floyd don't get hit with a lot of punches is because they have a defense. You know what I mean? Golovkin doesn't really have a defense like Rigondeaux or Mayweather, yet there's a reason why he's not getting hit with punches. It's because he's so strong and so offensive, you get fearful to punch him. So fair play to Golovkin, but you can't, people were trying to spin it like Golovkin has a good defense. He doesn't have a great defense. His defense isn't great at all, but he could still achieve that plus minus stat, because people are fearful to throw because they don't want to get caught, because they know he's throwing heat, he has smoke. You know what I mean? That's the difference. And it's just like this with the Conor McGregor landing 111. Floyd, to a degree, I mean, he allowed for that. He knew nobody's going in there with Maidana, who's been in there with Victor Ortiz, caused him to quit, been in there and stopped Broner almost, you know what I mean, but went the distance, but he hurt Broner badly, fought Eric Morales and had him looking like a cyclops. Floyd knew he could not be on his A game versus Maidana or De La Hoya or Canelo or Pacquiao or whatever, you know what I mean, whatever Cotto boxer, you know what I mean, versus Conor. If you know a guy's not on your level, you can take a few more chances. That's my thoughts. It was supposed to be a lot shorter than this, but hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Skip Bayless needs to just stop talking boxing. He's always wrong. That's bottom line. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.